into my channel. Okay. Ah, so this podcast is the Uncalled For podcast. This is episode 39, and it is entitled "Respect for the Dead as Well as the Living." All right, so this one is about I want to get into this. There's a lot of stuff going on now in social media that's kind of crazy. So there's allegedly, all these things are alleged. There's allegedly a tape of Nipsey Hussle allegedly doing some weird, I don't know, some kind of, he doing some questionable sexual acts allegedly. And Whack 100, if you don't know who Whack 100 is, he's the manager of the game, Blueface, and another artist. But Whack 100, he's always on Clubhouse for the most part, a lot. And so he alleges that there's a tape of Nipsey Hussle. Now, all of this was recorded during the conversation that he was having with um, Hassan Campbell. Yeah, of all people. So he was having a conversation with Hassan Campbell, and he didn't know he was getting recorded. Evidently, they had some kind of little back and forth. They had some little indifference, which I knew was going to happen if you had Rat 100, Hassan Campbell, uh, DJ Academics, and you got Takashi 69. You got all four of them in the room. Yeah, that's weird. That's just a weird combination to begin with. And you got like four trolls in the room, all of them with belly button jewels, like the old trolls, and with their different color hair, and they all gonna probably be recording each other, or they're all on some weird type of kind of like police type of stuff. I mean, the way they talk and they act and everything's, one's trying to get the step up above the other, or you know, who can out police the other one, basically. Who can show that they. We live in a society in the world where these men out here are trying to be the most police gangsters that they are, or be the most internet gangster, that they are. It's either, kill them with a button or kill them with threats, say things to push people, push certain people, you can probably push them over the edge and get them almost there, just to get the rise out of them. All four of these men in one place, there's going to be somebody recording. So evidently, or not recording in that situation, somebody's gonna have some kind of friction, or whatever. So when all four of them were together, everything was cool. When they all go back to their own hindquarters or whatever, now you got Whack 100 said something about he punked Hassan, and Hassan didn't like that, so he said, "Okay, I'm going to leak these audios of you saying all this crazy nut ass stuff." And he released them, and ever since then, people been saying, Whack 100 needs to watch his back. Rolling 60s. Now there were some Rolling 60s allegedly on, I guess, on Clubhouse that approached him. Not approached him physically, but had a conversation with him. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Because I was dealing with this K Slade thing, and we're going to talk about that too. But since I already brought up the Nipsey Hussle thing, let's do that first, because that was just, oh man, that stuff is it's just crazy. It's just absolutely nuts, and it's insane. And once we go over these things, I'm gonna explain why I did this and what the reason of it is for, how these things are tied into what's going on now in the world. Um, yeah. So let's get into that. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna wait here. We're gonna wait here until this getting. Got a little commercial playing. All right, here we go.
Take a trip beyond your backyard.
Another commercial. You know how they do it.
Nipsey Hussle, allegedly. I have to say allegedly. It was extorted. Big Q, allegedly. And Whack 100 was extorted.
Now this is Hassan
Nipsey
Campbell.
Hussle. Not only was they extorted Nipsey Hussle, but after Nipsey Hussle died, Whack 100 and Big Q, according to Whack 100, I have the audio. If you want to hear the audio, well, go over to patreon.com, Hassan Campbell, and tune in. After midnight, I'll be releasing it. Whack 100. You know what's crazy, though? Big U was on the No Temple podcast, right? And you do that, man. That's Big U. Because Whack put it on Big U. He was going to extort Laura London out of 30% of the assets that came with Nipsey Hussle. I got it on tape.
It's crazy.
Alright, which I thought I was stupid. I was on a three-way with Whack 100 and Big U. Big U didn't know I was on the phone. I got so disgusted, I hung up the phone on Whack.
Wow.
So all this time while Whack was pretending to be cool with me, I seen how he snaked everybody else around him. What all the... Man, now that's cold.
That's... Now you got to keep in mind keep in mind, you know, this was a recorded conversation between Hassan Campbell and Whack 100. All right, so they had this conversation, and it's being recorded. So one person's doing recording, the other one doesn't know excuse me, the other one doesn't even know that they're being recorded. You know, see, this is the world that we living in. Like right now, somebody's recording this, that's recording this, that's recording this. You know, and if I say, you know, I hate pigeons, you know, like a bird, like a pigeon bird, if down the line I would become something, you know, someone of importance or influence, and I say, you know, I love pigeons or something like that, somebody's going to draw back from this. You know, somebody might have been recording or whatever. This is the type of world that we live in, because a lot of people are doing it to be malicious and recording you, and then trying to so they could take footage or take something and manipulate what you're saying. Or, you know, a lot of time it is because, or I mean, not a lot of time, or the other half of the reason might be because for protection, because people say things and do things and you might need proof or whatever. I mean, everybody's recording everybody, it seems like nowadays. You know? I don't have time for it. I'm not I know what I remember and everything, and the things that may need to be recorded, they gotta be really, 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 really important or serious for me to be sitting there, you know, recording conversations and things like that. Like, you can't trust no one. I know every time I'm on the phone, I'm talking like I'm being recorded. Even when I'm texting anything, I got to do it like I'm being recorded, because you don't know, somebody has to get the information that you're sending out to its destination. When you're clicking the search, when you're texting a message to somebody, someone is a middleman in there making sure this phone and this message gets to this person and this phone and this, and they get that. All right, so remember that. Anyway, let's go.
And it's a trip because, nigga, that I know some niggas pretty. Wow. We got all the footage. Hassan Campbell said he's gonna release the rest of the footage, man, at 12 tonight. So they're gangbanging, right? Or in the streets, nigga.
Let's see here.
This was a black man that had a son, two sons. The only thing that he did was show love to Tekashi and the niggas. And Tekashi was the one that put him away for 6 years and took him away from his children. Why did I bring this? Use your voice. I'm going to shed light and give him a couple of more words. Messing with him. And don't tell me the streets don't mess with him. This man got 10 million views.
Let me see the tape that Nipsey Hussle never wanted you to know about. I mean, it's just crazy, like the disrespect. Okay, so
everybody, I hope you guys are having a great day.
Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about today was actually the Nipsey Hussle and Whack 100 situation.
okay. Anyway, so you know, I mean, the disrespect is real. You know, there's this guy named Snow Billy who said on Clubhouse that K-Slay died from HIV, or excuse me, died from AIDS. That you know, he was in the hospital since December, like a little bit before Christmas, I think, December 2021, and he's been in the hospital for 4 months. Kingsley was on a ventilator, allegedly that whole time, and that you know, that it wasn't COVID that killed him, that he you know, he had HIV, and he kept that very disclosed and never shared it with nobody. Now this is allegedly. This is alleged. You know, man, they said that he said, this guy Snow Billy, that you know, once Corona hit, and with him already dealing with the HIV, that the Corona just basically like finished it off. We know that HIV is autoimmune disease that that's just sad. That just gives me like, that just make me feel weird. Like it, I'm going to get to the punch because I want to like just get to the punch now because I feel so eerie like talking about these type of things. But you know, gotta get to it. You know, gotta do what we gotta do. But you know, it's crazy because HIV is, you know what does HIV do to the body? We're gonna listen right here. Okay.
For just
First, I
$67,
gotta get the commercial
as
out.
many videos as you want, and you never need to pick up a camera or use any fancy editing software. With Doodly, you trap. HIV/AIDS has taken the lives of over 39 million people worldwide, despite our efforts to prevent, treat, and better understand it. But with 35 million people currently infected, what exactly is it, and are we close to a cure? To
Yeah.
contract HIV, the virus must enter the bloodstream, and it's often transmitted from infected bodily fluids like blood, semen, vaginal fluids, or breast milk. Once inside the bloodstream, HIV targets a variety of cells, but most specifically the T helper cells, which are a type of white blood cell that play an essential role in our immune system and fighting infections. The outer envelope of HIV is covered in glycoproteins, which mutate frequently, ultimately tricking the T cell receptors to not recognize the virus. Once attached to specific proteins on the T cell, it begins to fuse the membranes together and eventually enters the cell where it releases 2 viral RNA strands and 3 essential replication enzymes. Because HIV is a retrovirus, the RNA is transcribed into DNA, represented here by a zipper of 2 RNA strands transcribing into DNA. This DNA is then integrated into the host cell's genome. This makes the T cells treat the viral genes like their own, which causes them to make more copies of the virus. These then leave the host cell
Okay.
immature, ultimately seeking.
So basically, you see what it is. It's something that, you know, disguises itself for the T cells, and so T cells don't recognize, you know, hey, this is something bad. It connects itself to it, and then basically within the inside kills the cells that help you fight off, you know, diseases like colds, flus, and things of that nature. So it shuts down your whole immune system to help you fight, you know, viruses and stuff. So then when you got something like COVID that shuts down your respiratory system, I mean, you know, I mean, he was on a ventilator, and they say that a ventilator is worse allegedly if you have COVID and you're in the hospital because it complicates the breathing more. I can understand that because with a ventilator, I think that's a machine that's set to, by the grace of Yahweh, I ain't have to never have to be on one, but I would say that machine sets your breathing for you, and that's probably what messes people up because you have a machine.
NASA Hubble.
My bad. You have a machine, that's breathing for you. So that may complicate your pattern of breathing or how much oxygen and carbon, all those things. All right, so you know, you got this guy again, on this app saying that this is why K Slade died. Like he was he was promiscuous with a lot of women back in his day. A lot of model chicks and stuff like that, and that's when he may have um, contracted AIDS, and then of course down the road turned to HIV. Um, I know that what thing is true is that let me cover this too. They also there was also other people like when Casey was mentioned, just calling them a fiend and a crackhead, and you know I mean it's sad because it's just this is the thing people say gotta wait to the end. I just want to get to it. I just want to get into it, but I gotta wait. All right, so um, with that being said, you know you got these rumors being brought up now. I remember Whack 100 being tied into the Case Slade thing because he had said a few months ago that people need to pray for him. He don't want people to know, but he not doing too good, and it was just a lot. All right, it was a lot. And matter of fact, I'm sitting here talking about it, and it's right. I got it right here. Okay, this is the Case Slade
When
thing.
advertising on YouTube, I know that making an authentic video with a clear call to action is the key to getting results. That's why YouTube offers real time, man. For whoever's saying Jim Jones is on paperwork too, you gotta prove it because there is no paperwork on Jim Jones.
Anytime somebody died, niggas want to throw a sympathy card. I ain't got no sympathy for a nigga. He was a base head and he died at age. Niggas don't like it to suck my dick. No running the numbers up. Don't run the numbers up. Don't run the numbers up.
It ain't about that,
You in the fucking numbers.
K-Slade have AIDS, bro. We just show our respect.
Yeah, let's not slander that man. Yo, motherfuckers, yo, your
That's wild, man.
They be tripping on here. This is how they talk. This is how these guys they talk. This is how they talk to each other, man. Wow. That's crazy.
Yo, listen. Nobody shoot nobody, bro, man.
This is Clubhouse. Oh no, man, this shit crazy. These niggas is crazy in here, bro.
You disrespecting that man in his death, though. When he was in.
Exactly.
Where you just coming from? How you disrespecting the dead like this? This is crazy, bro. We really disrespecting the dead like this? Oh man, this is nasty work, bro. This is nasty.
Let me say this and let me get into it. Okay, so the reason why I went over these two stories, the whole thing with Nipsey Hussle having this alleged tape out, also with DJ K Slay and these rumors of him, having dying from HIV and things of this nature. Now, these are people that when they were living, you never heard these things. You never heard nobody say nothing, talk about it, hint to it, nothing. Now all of a sudden that these men have passed away, now all of a sudden everybody got all these fantastic stories to come out with. We live in a world today that it's hard to trust the people that's even around you or who you with. You come in this world alone and you really do die alone because nobody can paint your narrative or tell you or know your story like you. It don't matter once you're dead and gone. What else is said? It doesn't matter. I mean, they all could have been living alternative lifestyle and had boyfriends and all kinds of mess and dressed up in dresses for all we know every day of their life behind closed doors. That's something between them and God and whatever it is, their type of lifestyle they live with or dealt with or accepted. That's between they got to answer for that. On their own time. We get in a world where we're wrapped up with so much stuff. We forgetting that gas prices are still up. There's still a war going over, you know, overseas that's starting to draw into this country. Food shortages, inflation is crazy right now. All the distractions from what's going on the left, not knowing what right is doing. This is what I'm saying. These are the things. Do you actually honestly think that K Slade really gives a damn right now? If he had HIV or AIDS or anything, I mean the man is gone. It's over with now. It's done. It's a rap story with Nipsey Hussle. If he did all kinds of nasty, freaky, whatever with his baby mom, Tom, Dick, and Harry, whatever, what does that matter now? It's sad that people that are supposed to be his friends or be friends of these people that you extort them and thinking about I can't wrap my head around this, and I want somebody to answer this for me. I don't know who it is if it's because I always hear Whack 100 tied to this, but what man is going around collecting sex tapes of other men? That's the one I want to know. Like, what man is actually going around collecting these tapes and you're extorting other men? If that's what the case, I'm not even going to put that on Whack because they could say it's Whack and it's some other dude or whatever like that. But what man does that? Is just going around and you got to be watching them because you got to make sure you pay for what you wanted. So you sitting there watching a man do his business wherever how he doing his business, and then you go extort that man for money. Saying I got a tape of you naked. I mean, this world is crazy. If that's the game now, that's weird. That's nuts. I could say nasty, but nasty ain't even a word for it. But as far as the people that we're talking about and are associated with this, it makes it even more weird because Nipsey Hussle wasn't known or talked about for his sexuality. He was talked about and known for his music or the things that he was trying to establish in his community. K Slade was known as a DJ. No one ever said, I went to K Slade's house, and I seen a bunch of medication, and I asked him, you know, what it was for or whatever like that, or he told me this, he told me, you know. So for all this to come out now, people trying to just get a quick dollar off of these people who are deceased and gone, I mean, it's like cut it out and stop it, wherever lifestyle they lived, Unless you're exposing something like they rape, they RAPED someone or did something with a child or something. That's something that like really needs to know. Other than that, I mean, like you saying they had a wife or whatever. I mean, and they doing whatever in the bedroom, or because this man might have been underlyingly sick with something else. It's crazy, and I think it's just for embarrassment. If you really care or whatnot, I think you would address that situation or those people or those individual situations privately, and take care of it. But who am I? I'm just a YouTuber, just trying to make my way. All right. Make sure that you log in, like, share, subscribe to my channels, and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping content. This is really sad that people had to be disrespected this way after they're said and gone, and until these people are dead and gone and said and gone, to finally come out with their amazing, miraculous stories. It probably shows like, they fear that they had, I guess, when this person or people were living. It just doesn't make any damn sense. These people are friends of these other people, or there are people that don't even know who the hell these other people, who the hell they're talking about at all. They're just talking shit, right? You just gotta be safe and all that other good stuff. Make sure that you tune in to my podcast again whenever I drop it. I'm not even gonna put no time or nothing on it, because every time I do, something happens or whatever like that. Just know that 3 times a week you're gonna see me, maybe even 4. All right, I'm out. Peace.